quick message up top here. If you want shows like this to survive, you have to watch them. You have to not only watch them, you have to recommend them to your friends and to everybody. Just post about them on social media anywhere. Use the hashtags, get it out there, tell your friends, tell them to get it out there if they liked it. The reason something like Into the Badlands got canceled is because people weren't watching it when it was a high quality martial arts show. It was fantastic. AMC put everything into that show, and I thank them for it. If we want shows like this to succeed, we have to watch them. Marco Polo got canceled because people weren't watching it. It was a fantastic show. Don't steal this show. Don't download it. Watch it. Watch it on Netflix. Like, tell everybody that has Netflix that they have to watch this show if you want this stuff to survive. Show Netflix that you care and that people want something like this, because we do. And it's not just me. I know a lot of martial arts people, a lot of martial arts fans that are so happy something like this exists, because every time we get another one, it gets taken away. Watch it, recommend it, tell everybody, tell your friends, tell people at work, I don't care, post it on social media, and show Netflix that this is the kind of content we want. Now let's get that intro.
I know Kung Fu.
Show me.
I'm the Martial Arts Film Freak, and I watched Wu Assassins.
I've been looking for you, Kai. You have the power of the monks. Their strength flows through you. Their faces will protect you.
What's this got to do with me?
You're here because San Francisco's where the path of the Wu warlords converge.
I'm just a chef.
No, Kai. You are the Wu assassin.
Wu Assassins is the latest Netflix series. It came out Thursday, August 8th, and it stars a lot of people, so I'm going to have to start reading off some names. Of course, Iko Uwais, Catherine Winnick, Byron Mann, Lee Jun Lee, Lawrence Cao, Juju Chan, Louis Tan, Celia, I don't know how to pronounce your name, Ow? I don't know. Tommy Flanagan, I think that's all the major ones. Good. Mark Dacascos, of course. You got some Mark Dacascos in there. Always good to see Mark. Uwais plays Kai Jin, he's a chef, and he turns out to be the Wu Assassin. And what the Wu Assassin is you saw the trailer. 1,000 monks at some point in the past all gave their lives and put all their energy into the Wu Assassin, whose main goal is to stop the Wu warlords, which in this case comes in the form of 5 different, I think it was 5 elemental powers. You have earth, water, fire, metal, and wood. But he must stop the different, I'm going to say elementals, even though they are not elementals. He must stop them from converging and essentially ending the world. And we're going to get some good martial arts action out of it. He is joined by his longtime friends, and they're essentially siblings. They've been friends so long, in Lee Jin Lee, Lawrence Cao, and Louis Tan, and they must take on Kai Jin's father, who, this is not a spoiler, this is in the trailer that I don't care for the trailer. They must take on Kai Jin's father, played by Byron Mann, and his right-hand woman in Juju Chan, who in this show is a total badass. They're also joined by Catherine Winnick's character, the cop. She's much more than that, but she's a cop. Together they are all in this prophecy that Kai sees, and they must take down the elementals, in which one of them is his father. This is very genuinely an incredible cast of very charismatic actors. With everyone has extremely great chemistry with one another. I could not have asked for a better casting here. One of the casting is so good that I feel awful for not thinking of her for my Mortal Kombat recasting. I've been saying for years, I suppose, probably 2 years, that Amy Johnson would make a fantastic Sonya Blade. I do still believe that, but now after watching this, Catherine Winnick would be a perfect Sonya Blade. And I thought maybe she had a stunt double, but no, I looked her up. She probably did have a stunt double, but at least she's a third-degree black belt in Taekwondo. So, my bad. The story is relatively simple. Good must stop evil. But there is more diving in with the characters. The characters each have a very deep relationship with each other. Even just the two of the characters, the Lawrence Cao and Li Jin Lee, they are brother and sister, and there's a really human story that they have of sort of living up to their parents' expectations, and they're both doing the best they can, and no matter what they do, just dad's dick. Similarly, there is this narrative being told with Kai and his father, who is more of a surrogate father. Again, these aren't spoilers, I promise. These are things that the show kind of points out very fast. But he is his surrogate father. He's not his biological father, and so there's these, I guess, sort of discussions they have to have of like, why have you been here for me my entire life? There's a lot of really deep stuff like that. A lot of really nice, well done, complex relationships between everybody. And, one of the characters is a bit more of a fucked up, and he feels like everyone sort of disrespects him and doesn't trust him within the group. I won't go far into this because this might get a bit spoilery, but I promise I won't say anything. I was worried that the trailer just gave off a huge spoiler in saying that Byron Mann was Iko Uwais' father in this. And I'm like, well, okay, he's the point of his, good versus bad, good being son, bad versus father. And it does take much more of a deeper twist than that. It doesn't rely simply on that story element alone. And I was really worried that it would, but the trailer I thought was spoilery. Turned out the trailer hid everything it needed to. The trailer really did not spoil a single thing. I do think everyone in this show played their part really well. I will say that I guess two people who I thought maybe could have done better in terms of acting were, I don't remember her name because I was just looking at it, and I don't remember it. I thought Celia I don't know how to pronounce her name, Ying Ying in this show, I thought could have been just a bit better, which I think she probably did, I don't know, she probably did her best, but she is a good character. I just thought performance-wise could have done a bit better. And Iko Uwais, honestly, was not the strongest actor in this, which I guess I don't feel bad saying it, but he showed in his first movie that he is a star and he can perform outside of just the choreography and the martial arts. What I think maybe tripped him up a bit is that this is his third English speaking role, counting Triple Threat, counting it was just Mile 22. Of course I forgot Mile 22. And then this. I haven't seen Stuber yet. I don't know how many lines he gets in Stuber. But it's only his third time in a major speaking role, and it's all in English. I don't think he's terrible. I just think there were a couple lines that he delivered, and they could have had a bit of a change to how he delivers the lines. But I do think I would blame that on the language change. I do think he is genuinely a very good actor in Indonesian. I think he's still a good actor here. It's just, I think maybe when you have to adapt to a different language, you're not only learning the words and vocabulary, you've also got to understand inflections and how certain things are said in English and in any language. Like, I'm sure if I had to act in Spanish, trato de actuar en español, but it's probably not going to sound very good. And if you speak Spanish, you probably know that sounded like shit. But somewhere where Iko did excel at, of course, was the action. I do think that these are very smart action scenes. One thing that I think makes them feel smart is these are characters with superpowers, most of them. And I think you see in Marvel movies and a lot of superhero movies, even Shazam Shazam had some problems with this, Man of Steel has some problems with this. These are superpowered people. They have abilities outside of throwing a really good punch. And a lot of times in superhero movies, it just comes down to punching when you don't have to. Sure, you've got a character like Black Panther or Captain America, and in the end, their power is just that they're faster or stronger or more agile. Sure, they're going to rely on punches. But when you've got someone like Shazam with like electricity powers, I don't need to see Shazam in a boxing match when he's got so many other abilities. I don't need to see Superman in a punching match when he's Superman. He has every power. The fights on this show are heavily choreographed for martial arts, but they are heavily influenced by the powers of the characters. Specifically, one of my favorite moments in a fight with the I'll say Earth Woo, or the Earth Woo, which I'm going to say elemental, sort of thing, is he's hurling rocks at him, and that's one of the best things he can do. But because the Woo assassin is trained to take these hits and to withstand the elements, he's got to find different ways to use his powers. And that's probably one of the cooler moments in this entire show for me, is seeing how, like, okay, well, he's countering everything I'm throwing at him with my powers. What else can I do? I can't just hit him with something. I have to be strategic in how I fight. And that is, like, I do think that's really smart, really well done. Another great thing that the choreography does is henchmen, specifically like multiple henchmen, don't just stand around and wait for their turn. It's not waiting one guy at a time coming out of a crowd. Whenever you see Iko or Lewis Tan fighting off 3 or 4 guys, unless somebody is off camera, you don't just see someone standing in the background. Like, one of the worst offenders, I'd say, Last Jedi has some bad ones, but I don't think it's too noticeable. But The Dark Knight Rises, you even see the guy on the rooftop not getting hit just fall down, because I guess they needed to save some time. But the way the choreography works in this is everyone is constantly progressing forward towards their target. Like, 3 or 4 bad guys at a time are constantly moving forward, constantly swinging, and the heroes have to fight. They can't just take on one at a time unless they actually get them out of the way. They have to take on whoever is coming at them. It doesn't matter how many people they're fighting, everyone is going at it. Unless they actually step off screen, if they're on screen, they are fighting. You also get different styles in this. That is always entertaining to see. Like I said, with Catherine Winnick, you get some Taekwondo and a bit of other things. Of course, with Iko, you're getting Silat, plenty of Silat. I love it. It's so good. There's what feels like a fantastic callback to the Raid 2 in this. I'm not sure if that's what they were going for, but it felt like it, and I loved it. 2 actors do pop up that I wish would have had a lot more time. Unfortunately, they're only in like 2 episodes, and that is Summer Glau and Kevin Durand. Not Kevin Durant. Is that a basketball player? I don't watch sports. They both do have, I'd say, quite important roles, but they're really short and only last about, like I said, about 2 episodes. They're 2 people that I always love seeing in projects and television or movies, and I wish they would have stayed in longer. In the end, I think I'm going to give this show about 4 Woo Powers out of 5. I really did enjoy it. I don't think it was perfect. There is a lot to love here. It's just a really fun series. Like, we don't get a lot of martial arts series, and when we do, they get canceled. Iko Uwais is amazing. I want him to be a huge star. Lewis Tan, please God, make Lewis Tan Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat. I think he is fantastic. I want him to be Liu Kang so badly. Catherine Winnick, apparently she's in Vikings, and I don't watch Vikings. I've just been sleeping on her, not in a Mortal Kombat movie. Like, every time I've done multiple conversations with people about who should play like characters in Mortal Kombat, and of course Sonya Blade, and I've never considered Catherine Winnick. Like, she was great. What did you think of Woo Assassins? I binged through this in about a day. I don't normally do that, but I wanted to for this one. I could actually, I tried to stop watching at one point, and I was like, I'm going to watch some more Woo Assassins. How long did it take you? What did you think? Who was your favorite character? Because, what's his name? Lu Sin, he's... I don't think he is particularly the strongest character, but you can't deny that he's fun. And every time he fights, you're like, yeah, he's great. And he's just super charismatic. Zan was probably my favorite. Juju Chan's character. Honestly, like, yeah, she's a badass in this. Like, share, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below on this show and my video and my shirt that has pineapples on it. Head over to martialjournal.com for movie reviews. I'm going to review this show on there with hopefully smarter words because I have to write and use my righty brain. There's also some articles on martial arts workouts, philosophies, and book reviews. I've got my buddy Scott Bullen, who recruited me for that, writes over there as well. Hopefully we'll have a video on my channel soon. We did something together. Hopefully I can edit that properly and get it up here. Head over there, read some articles. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below everything I've said before. Have a nice day and keep watching the show.